important early game items, and in general, oh, we've started. So it'll be interesting to see the different openings here. Yeah, I think what you're going to see out of Pink Kitty Rose and Recidador, who are experienced players, is they will immediately fake flipper up to the potion shop and then go to the Houlihan room to get 225 rupees. And that'll give them enough money to get bombs as soon as they run into any of the bomb shops.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it, because with the different entrances that you're going to come across, having bombs, you can come across any of the caves really quickly. And I see Pink Kitty Rose has found the entrance to Turtle Rock in the Witch's Hut already.
Yeah, the front of Turtle Rock is a very nice entrance to find early, because you can farm bombs and you can fill up your magic meter, which also can be very important in the early game. It may be that the only weapon you have for a long time is a magical weapon.
That is absolutely a point to make. And we also saw that the Lumberjack's house is Hookshot Cave, and the drop down to Lumberjack is the Blinds prize, which is only a blue mail. So they're probably not going to worry about that.
Yeah, one of the important early game goals is to find out what all the drops are. So you want to know where Ganon is, and you want to know where the Kakariko Well is, because that's 4 free items without bombs and another one with a bomb.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting if they do end up finding Ganon early, because they'll have no choice but to give him a hug.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to go in the front, and they'll see the area that you'd get to if you fell, so they'll know he's there.
Ooh, Ninban just found the hammer there. Chloe is close behind Ninban.
So the hammer's an interesting item. It locks. It can be very inconvenient not to have the hammer and find something like Ice Palace early on. The other interesting thing in entrance is the glove. In regular Seed, you're used to seeing the glove pretty early. You have to have it to get to the Dark World if you don't do Aghanim 1. And it locks many things. It would not be weird in entrance to not see any glove whatsoever for 90 minutes.
Yeah, something that you will see pretty soon is going to be the Moon Pearl, because you will need Moon Pearl with the entrances in the Light World potentially connecting to Dark World. So one thing that we did find, well, just now we found the Smith's house, but we also found the where the uncle is. Actually, the uncle drop is our Ganon drop. So once they get all of the 7 crystals, they will be going back there.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate spot for Ganon. The nicest place for Ganon to be is in the Magic Bat, because normally you don't have the hammer so early, and you can't access that right away.
So Recidador just picked up the ice rod in Hype Cave, and I missed where that was. Bombs. Okay, so some rupees and some bombs, and most importantly, the ice rod. And we will see shortly. Okay, so that was the pup.
So Ninban and Clopower both sort of came from the top and did the standard route you might see in a non-entrance race. They have a bottle. They're going to be able to check Sick Kid. Recidador and Pink Kitty Rose both came from the bottom, so they'll have to come back.
So it looks like the Desert Palace exit there takes you out to Death Mountain there in the Dark World, but unfortunately you can't get anywhere right now with that, so they're just going to go right back and keep going.
Yeah, one thing you'll see in this race, and Ninban is discovering this, that you can't get back through desert when you're a bunny. One thing you'll see, though, is Dungeon Bunny Revival. So if you die in a dungeon when you come in from the Dark World, you'll be reverted to Link State, even though you came in as a bunny, and that allows you to navigate the dungeon. Until we find a Moon Pearl, that's an important tactic that we'll see some of these players use.
Another thing that Pink Kitty and Rusted are both found was the back half of Skull Woods in the Bombable Hut, which means that they will be definitely going back there as soon as they find something that can damage Mothula.
Dungeon Bunny Revival is a glitch. It's considered a sequence break and allowed, but it is not logically considered for placement of items. However, it can be required to go through a cave as a bunny, as long as there are no obstacles that require a Super Bunny glitch to remove. So we see the vanilla Kakariko well. That's nice to find early. And that's a fire rod.
There's a very strong weapon to have right now. And does Ninban have the boots? Wow, okay.
Ninban, the boots are also in the Kakariko well. So this is a pleasant seed to start with. And Ninban's going back for something on the Desert Torch that I did not see the first time. Well, there we go. That's the hook shot. So we saw Hookshot Cave. I think Ninban in fact saw it on his route, so he's going to want to go back there as soon as possible.
Definitely, yeah. That Hookshot Cave was up in the Lumberjack area there. So at some point he'll be making his way there.
So Pink Kitty Rose here is setting up the Spectacle Rock bomb jump. This is a sequence break, and although, well, no, she failed it. But in a regular seed, that saves 30 seconds. In entrance, it can be a game-changing sequence break. Because you'll get somewhere that logically you shouldn't be able to get.
True. It would be interesting to see where that ends up leading, but maybe we won't see that at this moment. Ooh, desert, my goodness, Mire area. Looks like Quake is required to get into Mire. And of course, they're going to need a sword as well.
Yeah, and this is a good example of why having the mirror early is so nice. You can clear both the dark and light worlds conveniently all at the same time. Oh yeah, in entrance, there are a couple differences. You can use an adjuster to change some things. So you can use Quick Swap, which allows you to change items using the shoulder buttons, the Elnar shoulder buttons. The other thing is you can use custom sprites. So someone may be using a sprite that you don't normally see in regular seeds. Right, so Ninban just found the eye laser entrance of Turtle Rock. He could do the Dungeon Bunny Revival and go backwards through Turtle Rock. He can get to the big key. Well, he died. But he
Oh,
could
no.
get to the big key chest, and he could get to the chain chomp chest.
It would just be a little tricky with only 4 hearts, as we're seeing now. 4 hearts in the Dark World is really hard to navigate. Oh my goodness, this pterodactyl is not being kind to him right now.
So Pink Kitty Rose has found, I didn't see what connector it was, but she's found a connector to West Death Mountain in the Light World, and that's very valuable. There are a lot of entrances here, and she'll be able to find one of the old man. One of these entrances will be the old man. I think she may have already rescued him. But
Yeah,
the old man's save warp can be anywhere, and it can be very valuable. So you want to know where that is and rescue the old man as soon as you can.
Absolutely, yeah. So that was the other side of Meyer Shed is where that entrance was.
So she did that in the dark from the
Yep.
Dark World.
In the dark from the Dark World, yep. Oh, too bad. She could have had a chance to go a little bit further into Turtle Rock if she had the hook shot. And also, Cane of Samaria is up on top of Spectacle Rock as well.
Yeah, and Chloe Prower has just discovered the Moon Pearl. It is in the Hookshot Cave there.
Ooh, that's an important one for Ninban to get back to. And Recidador. I'm not sure if Recidador has been up that way yet, so they don't know yet.
This is really unfortunate that Pink Kitty Rose didn't find the Kakariko well before following some of these connectors.
Yeah. But Pink Kitty Rose did find the castle, so there are a number of items down here potentially. There are three chests.
Yeah, so
Using bombs.
in this particular seed, the Sanctuary was vanilla, and that's unfortunate because a Sanctuary can be shuffled with any of the drops. So it could have been at the pyramid instead you'd have to use the Ganon drop to get to the basement, and that would make a key steal strategy interesting. Sadly, that didn't happen. Unfortunately, this is not Key Sanity. Yeah, that's one of the things that's a little interesting about this. Pink Kitty Rose and Recidador are regular players of Entrance, and when we play Entrance in spontaneous community races, it's almost always Key Sanity. So they may be a little tripped up by the lack of Key Sanity. So Recidador found the bridge between the two Turtle Rock entrances on East Dark Death Mountain. He'd really like to have the mirror here. He's going to have to remember this because this is the only way to get to the Mimic Cave entrance.
Yep. And that would be the other side of Hookshot Cave, which again is the lumberjack's house.
Well, in this mode, the goal is defeat Ganon, and he will be invincible in his 4th phase if you do not have all the crystals and you do not have Aghanim 2 defeated. And Chloe Prower just found the mirror in C-shaped house somewhere.
That is in South Shore.
Yeah, so we have several very valuable items found already, and Chloe Prower seems to have a lead among all our racers.
Yeah, the great thing is now most of our runners have the mirror, which makes navigating Dark World a lot easier.
Well, 3 of them have the moon pearl. I think that's what you said.
Yeah,
mirror.
3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them have the moon pearl. I think my button's stuck a little bit there. Yeah, 3 of them have the moon pearl, which is definitely an important thing for navigating the dark world. And it looks like Pink Kitty's just found the Sahasrara entrance in Castle Tower.
Yeah, so early game, one of the decisions you have to make is where do you want to go without a glove? Recidador is choosing the eastern area, which is nice because it has entrances that you can all open without a glove. You can get into all of them.
So this just in, Pink Kitty Rose just found the exit to Turtle Rock. We see that Turtle Rock is also a quake, and we found Laser Bridge as well. So she's just going to do a quick death here so that she has full control. Here.
She's doing the Dungeon Bunny revival, and she's going to do one of my least favorite things, which is bootless laser skips.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, it's not unusual to find the back of Turtle Rock, the laser bridge entrance, early and have to do these walking laser skips, or at least really want to do these walking laser skips to get 4 items out of here.
Yeah, definitely you gotta be fast on your feet without those boots. Oh, and she had an unfortunate death there. So let's see, we've seen a couple of map checks, and it looks like we have a red crystal on Desert Palace, and Eastern Palace is a regular crystal. Tower of Hera is a one of our pendants. I believe it's red.
And Pink Kitty Rose found the Turtle Rock big key on the laser bridge, which you won't usually see.
Turtle Rock is our red crystal, and Swamp Palace is regular pendant, and Skull Woods is a green pendant.
So Pink Kitty Rose found Paradox Cave. I didn't quite see where, but that's very valuable. That's not only is it 7 items, but it's 3 exits. So it can be a very valuable connector.
It looks like Recidador is trying to do a death warp here and was revived by the fairy, unfortunately. I wonder, is Ninban gonna take on... Oh no, he can't take on Mothula because he doesn't have a sword yet. Gotta have that sword to get through the curtain.
So Cloprower has now found Hera also, and this is on the castle tower up near the Aghanim entrance. I think a connector led here. Often you will have to mirror here to these entrances.
So we see Ninban is finishing up Hype Cave here. Pink Kitty was attempting to do some laser bridge action there.
That looks like it was on Recidador's side.
Oh, that was Recidador. Oh yes, Recidador trying to do that.
So,
yeah, I was seeing that and was like, hold on, I'm pretty sure she already did that. Yeah, Recidador's doing laser bridge.
So Pink Kitty is really being hurt by the fact that she hasn't checked the vanilla Kakariko well, and so she doesn't have the boots or the fire rod, which would be very nice. And those boots lead to the hook shot, which leads to the moon pearl.
So Chloe had to do a forced Tower of Hera basement there because he found the small key before the big key and is now heading up the rest of the tower.
So unfortunately, this siege has given us a couple early nice items, and there will be a lot of tricks that you won't be seeing. One of the fun tricks is getting to Mothiola with only the lamp and not the fire rod. You can do that by using a very simple bomb jump. So another thing that'll be really important to find, and given our items, we can do most of it, is Ganon's Tower. Ganon's Tower is not necessarily vanilla, it can be anywhere. With their current items, they can go full left, but not right without that Cane of Samaria, although Cloprower has the mirror to be able to get the Cane of Samaria, which is on top of Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, you can commonly expect to find at least one required item somewhere in Ganon's Tower in this mode. Pinky Rose just picked up the Ether medallion, not required because both of our entrances here are Quake required. Chloe finishing off Moldorm 1 is rewarded with the map.
Alright, so Ninman gets his mirror. That helps a lot. And Pink Kitty Rose, no, doesn't have boots yet. Well, at least she knows where the hookshot is.
Yeah, which means that she knows that the boots are pretty close to being accessible at this point. Hopefully she'll get herself back to the well soon.
Oh, so Cloprower had to do, or I'm not sure if it's he or she, but they had to have done the Spectacle Rock bomb jump to get to the top of the castle. So that was, I don't think we actually found anything interesting in Hera, but the mirror is logically the only way up there.
Chloe remembering that they don't have the glove to access Checkerboard Cave.
Oh, so I'm being told we found the flippers in Hera, so that's a very interesting sequence break.
Oh, wow. Also, Chloe just found Thieves Town in the back half of Desert, which can't be accessed without the glove unless you do what Chloe just did from the Dark World and mirroring. So at this point, that mirror is a requirement to get over here.
Yeah, and those flippers, I'm not sure we've seen a way into East Dark World yet, but it's possible that those flippers are actually in logic. If there's a connector that takes us to somewhere in East Dark World where we can walk to the pyramid and mirror to get to Hera.
Well, the mirror is in logic, correct?
I honestly don't remember. I think so.
I think it is. And, ooh, Chloe just found the silver arrows. No bow yet, but that's okay. Yeah, so we did find a way onto the top of Dark Death Mountain because someone was spit out of the main entrance to Turtle Rock. And I can't remember where that was, However, it did happen.
Yeah, one of the nicest entrances to find is whatever lets you out at the rear of Hookshot Cave, that is onto the floating island, because that will get you anywhere on Death Mountain as long as you have the mirror.
So Ninban found on the top of Death Mountain, on the Light World east side.
Yeah, Ninban demonstrated one of the maybe lesser known facts is that you can hook shot through the bumper and go backwards to Bumper Cave without the cave.
Yeah, that one was confusing me too, but I have a question. How can you take the bomb to Pyramid Ferry from there?
I didn't see where the bomb shop was, but you can flute with the bomb, so...
You can flute with bomb. Okay, that's perfect. It was the left entrance, the one that's beside Paradox Cave.
So Chloe found another entrance that is usually... Okay, so that's the front of Paradox Cave. You often have to mirror from the Bumper Cave exit to get there. And I'm interested to see where this Thieves' Hut is on Pink Kitty Rose's screen, because she just found the gloves in there.
Yes, I did see that too. We've got a lot of things going on right now. We've got Chloe going through Paradox Cave, and Recidador going through Spiral Cave.
I think she saved and quit, so we don't get to see what that was.
And we find a lantern. Somewhat helpful, I guess.
Well, the lamp can be really nice if you don't know the dark rooms.
Yeah.
There are a couple caves that you will never see in regular randomizer. So if you've seen a vanilla speed run, they go through the Death Mountain descent after Hera. That is a really hard dark room if you do not know it. And so the lamp will help anyone who does not know that dark room. So the glove is in Blind's hut, and we don't know where that entrance is. We didn't see it.
All right, we've got Pod. Pod is the old man entrance, so that's an exciting find. Recidador giving us a check of Sick Kid, now that he has a bottle. Just a piece of heart.
Alright, so I'm being told Blind's hut is in the Ice Rod Cave entrance. So that's a really uncomfortable place to go without a glove already, and that's where the glove is. So that's sort of unfortunate. If you get there without a glove, you have to orphan that entrance that's under the large rock.
Yeah, definitely a tough decision to make. Meanwhile, Chloe and Recidador both found the back half of Desert Palace, so they will go ahead and clear off the land moles. So we have a question in chat of quick swap being allowed in races. Quick swap sometimes is added as an added functionality if we are doing one of the more challenging race modes, like Engine Shuffle. A lot of the times, it's not necessarily going to be used for all of the races.
Yeah, in regular randomizer, it's not allowed, but the norms in the entrance community are that quick swap is allowed because the seeds are so much longer and you're going to have to do a lot more item swapping.
So back of Escape showing nothing interesting. Big 20 and a piece of heart, I believe, and something else not overly exciting. Ninbyan is here in Laser Bridge area, picking up the big key and a few extra items, nothing required. Chloe and Recidador were doing fire rod shots on Lamulus and ran out of magic, so then they went to doing hammers to finish things off, and they both finish at about the same time. Okay, so Ninban has found the top of Dark Death Mountain, which means that he'll be able to mirror through this area.
I didn't catch what was on the floating island there.
Big 20.
So Pink Kitty Rose might be giving us our first look at Super Bunny Cave.
No, I think it was Chloe that did Super Bunny Cave a little while ago. I don't remember what was back here, though. Oh, right, that's where the magic cape was. One of them has a magic cape.
Well, I know this is really hard on our trackers.
Yeah.
Chloe doesn't have the cape marked, so we're not
Well,
sure.
it might actually be Recidador now that I'm thinking about it, so we'll just have to wait for some item checks to see which one of them has the cape.
Yeah, Pink Kitty Rose is missing the boots and the fire rod out of the vanilla Kakariko well, and that's really hurting her right now.
Yeah, it's too bad because once she finds the boots, she'll be able to access the torch item in Desert Palace, which is the hookshot, which will eventually lead to the Moon Pearl in Hookshot Cave. And the mirrors item location is escaping me right now, but it is that's kind of the steps that she needs to take.
Yeah, the mirror is at the dam and requires
right.
nothing to get it.
That is true. Oh, right, she's got the mirror. Oh, okay, so Pink Kitty is going to be able to pick up the Cane of Samaria. Oh, maybe not. Not until she does some kind of a death warp, if that's possible right now.
No, she'll be able to pick it up. She wants to check these out-of-the-way entrances on West Dark Death Mountain first.
Right, I always forget you can use the mirror when you're in Super Bunny form. So Ninban picked up the Cane of Samaria. Looks like Ninban might be going through Turtle Rock now that he has picked up Cane of Samaria.
And I just realized an unfortunate side effect of Quick Swap is that our trackers do not have the benefit of menus to be able to tell what items these players have. So Ninban definitely has Samaria. I think someone else does.
Pink Kitty just picked it up. But do you mean between Chloe and Recitador?
I think Chloe might have it, and that's interesting because at this point that makes the basement of Ganon's tower full clearable. So that's what I would be looking for soon.
Ooh, true, yeah. 22 item locations. Okay, so Recitador has a cape. I just saw their menu.
Yeah, with Quick Swap, even though it's faster for most short hops of items, at some point you have so many items that menuing can be faster.
For sure, yeah. Oh, unfortunately, they still do not have a sword. Ninban is going to give us the first look at Trinex for this siege, having both fire and ice rod. And then we'll be able to go between hammer and the ice and fire rods to finish this up. As long as he doesn't get pushed into the spikes too much here. Oh dear. Okay.
And Pink Kitty Rose was showing us a very common thing to have to do in an entrance, which is kill the pokey with a small key guarding the big key chest of Turtle Rock with something silly like just the hammer.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Not having the fire rod going through Turtle Rock can definitely be painful. Chloe's going into the back of Escape, finding 50 rupees. Meanwhile, Recitador is in Misery Mire. Hasn't found anything overly exciting other than it being a crystal. Unfortunately, with Recitador not having Cane of Samaria, is not going to be able to finish that up.
Yeah, Misery Mire without the cane isn't too bad because you can get everything in the front, and you have to be looking for the big key anyway. Ninban dropping a bomb. Ninban is not having fun with Trinex.
Yeah, hammer is not fun for Trinex.
Pink Kitty Rose showing us a mechanic that you maybe sometimes see in regular seeds, but more so in entrance, is that you can throw an empty bottle into either of the wishing fairies and get a random item out of it. In this case, it's a fairy, which would be nice for Ninban, let's say.
Yeah, Ninban right now trying to beat our wonderful Trinex with 6 hearts and green mail. Definitely a difficult fight.
Yeah, for a non-key sanity, this is a shockingly low number of hearts, even for 40 minutes in.
Yeah, I think our highest is 7 right now. Ninban is not giving up on Trinex.
So Chloe is being forced to do laser skips even though she has burnout. because she has no magic right now.
Oh yeah, that's never fun.
Oh, I think I just saw a sword on Recidador. I think he's got a sword out of mire somewhere.
Ooh, was that the chest that maybe just checked?
I think it might have been the big chest in mire. And I'm being told the flute.
Oh, amazing. So 2 potential items and both important.
Yeah, we found some connector at some point to the mire area, which is the main reason you need the flute in regular randomizer. And is really the only, well, it could be actually be required to get up Death Mountain, but often it's so often that there are connectors up there one way or another. So the flute is usually an optional item in entrance. It's just convenient for travel.
Oh boy, Ninban has 1 heart remaining. Oh dear. Okay, that was Commentator's Curse right there.
Yeah, this is a really harsh time to be trying to do Trinix. It is very unusual to be fighting Trinix early in entrance, especially in the Key Sanity mode that we usually play, because Trinix is locked behind 4 items, the 2 rods, Samaria, and the big key, which can be anywhere in Key Sanity.
Yeah, I just really hope that he finds something important on Trinex. So Chloe found Misery Mire in West Death Mountain in one of the drops there. Pink Kitty just found a full heart container in Mimic Cave. Is Pink Kitty heading over to Kakariko Village again? So hopefully she will now do some checks in there and we'll find the boots and the fire rod.
It's very unusual to see most racers not check all the drops and not be finding the last drop until this late. Yes, this mode does not randomly move entrances while you're playing. That would be torture.
Pink Kitty finally picking up the fire rod boots. I'm sure she's quite happy to see all those things.
Oh no, she's very unhappy that she found them so late.
Maybe breathing a sigh of relief, but annoyance as well. And now she knows exactly where Hookshot is, and she's making a huge beeline up there.
And she's going to be even more unhappy when she realizes the chain that this led to, that this immediately gave her the hookshot and the moon pearl.
Yeah. Now I wonder if she knows that she needs to head up to Lumberjack area. Yeah, so she's heading up there now.
So I can't promise I paid full attention, but I think we have found all the drops, and I think the magic bat is the pyramid drop that you get to after defeating Aghanim 2.
That is correct, yeah.
So
Now the only
Recidador.
one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, Recidador found the bow somewhere.
Oh, I totally missed where that could have been.
And we're actually getting pretty close to go mode. Recidador needs the glove out of the Ice Rod Cave area. And then he'll be able to lift the rocks in Ice Palace. And if there's anything in Swamp, he'll need the flippers, but I think he's... And of course, he'll need another sword. But he's pretty close to go mode, where he'll only need to be finding entrances.
Well, they still have all of the entrances in Dark Skull Woods area. And I can almost bet my pants that the Ganon's tower is one of those skull entrances.
Well, in entrance, the front of Skull Woods is only ever shuffled amongst itself, and we see another sword out of the Spike Cave. I didn't see where Spike Cave was, but Pink Kitty Rose now has a sword there. As I was saying, the front of Skull Woods is only shuffled amongst itself because there are drops. And there are odd numbers of drops, and the way it works out, you can just only have Skull Woods, the front of Skull Woods, shuffled with itself.
Oh, okay. See, I've only ever played the Insanity mode where there are no rules.
Yeah, there are rules. This is a reasonable mode to play. Insanity, or at least Insanity is an old mode. That really doesn't exist anymore with Crossworlds now. But Madness is what the name says it is. It is madness.
Absolutely, yeah.
So wherever this bow is, it sounds like Pink Kitty Rose has it now.
I wonder if it was in Palace of Darkness here.
No, Pink Kitty Rose came here earlier and had to leave. So now she's back with the bow.
Okay. Ice Rod Cave, entrance at Spiral Cave. Okay. There we go. Chloe just picked up the bow.
It looks like Ninbin may finally get revenge on Trinex here.
Oh, that is exciting. Hammer strat on the snake form is difficult.
Pink Kitty Rose showing off a hammer jump to make her route through Pod a little faster.
And Ninban finally does a little dance saying, "Yay, I finally defeated this silly turtle." And is rewarded with a shield.
That was worth it.
Totally worth it. Well, I mean, having the one of the 5-6 crystals is kind of okay.
As far as dungeons go, I don't think we've seen Ice Palace at all.
No.
Chloe was in Thieves Town. I don't remember where that was. I don't think we've seen Eastern. Those are the dungeons we haven't seen yet that they need to complete. We also haven't seen Gannett's Tower at all, which is unusual.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the longer we go without finding them, the more likely it is that Mitts or Quake are going to be required.
So we have a mushroom for Recidador and a mushroom for Ninban, both of them finding them in the beginning half of Turtle Rock. So we'll see. We haven't come across the entrance to the witch's hut just yet, but they will likely be dropping that mushroom off at some point in their travels.
Yeah, they won't be saving that mushroom for fake powder when they have to climb Gannett's Tower to do it. They're really just too close to go mode.
That's true, yeah. We've seen both swords, and we've seen a mitt. We've seen flippers. The racers just have to find all those items respectively. It also might be interesting if they do manage to find Quake to open up the entrances here to Misery Mire and Turtle Rock to find out. It's a very good possibility that those could be the missing dungeons.
Yeah, I think we have many entrances left to check, but it's looking likely that they'll need either the Mitts or the Quake Medallion. So Chloe was in Thieves Town, but didn't complete it. I didn't quite see why. Maybe she wasn't confident with just the hammer to beat blind, but Recidador is going to complete it here, so this will be new information.
Well, I did see that Chloe picked up the first 4 items, but didn't continue.
Yeah, she must have, because she has the silvers, and the silvers were in the big key chest.
Yeah. Pink Kitty just finished up Helmasaur King. Didn't see what was dropped off of him, unfortunately.
So the exit to Super Bunny Cave is this desert right, which is the, yeah. She's not happy about it. It's not a fun place to have to come out. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Ninban.
Yes. Oh, Chad is pointing out that Helmasaur had a sword. So Pink Kitty has the Master Sword now.
So there's a sword in Mire on the path, so everyone should get that, and everyone should get the sword off Helmasaur, so we shouldn't see a sword search at the end.
There was a third sword floating around too, wasn't there?
Yes, in Spike Cave. I didn't see where Spike Cave was.
Ah,
though.
Spike Cave, yes. Pink Kitty just picked up the Keen of Berna here in Paradox Cave. Ninban trying to do fake flippers out of Hobo area here. Might be showing us the first look at Zora area.
Well, no, it won't. That's unfortunate. He got shot down. And in the fake flipper state, there's a patch for the randomizer where you die instantly. Without that patch, that would be a soft lock.
Yeah, that's a good fix for sure. So far, Recidador in the back, or in the bottom half of Thievestown has only found map and compass. So, Blind has an item of some sort. Whether or not it's useful, we will find out shortly. Pink Kitty is finding Thievestown as well.
Yeah, Recidador also showed us that you do not need a glove to complete Thieves Town. You do not necessarily need to lift that rock. You can kill that room. You can kill all the enemies in that room and go around to the left.
Yeah, definitely a good piece of information to know.
At this point, the main thing we're missing to know whether we're in go mode is entrances. We have not seen two different dungeons. We haven't seen Ice and we haven't seen Eastern. And it's becoming more and more likely that those are locked behind one of, or both of, the Mitts and the Quake Medallion.
Yeah, you would need the mitts to get into Turtle Rock. But the way that the seed is for them, they don't need the mitts to get into Misery Mire area. They would just need to find the Quake Medallion.
Yeah, the Mitts are really only required for two entrances, the Ice Palace and Turtle Rock entrances.
Oh yes, that is another one to check out.
So it looks like Ninban is on the way to Ice Rock Cave area, and he'll get his glove over here. Ah yes, Chad is adding one entrance that I forgot about. You must get to the you have to have mitts to get to the hammer peg entrance usually. In this case we have seen a connector that lets you out at the hammer pegs, so that won't be mitts will not be required to get there.
Okay, so Ninban found Spike Cave, but unfortunately is not going to go through it right now, so still will not have that sword. I guess because he didn't think he had enough hearts and magic to get through with the cape.
Yeah, I think you might be correct. And that's somewhere on East Death Mountain.
It was the exit to Spiral Cave.
So Recidador is mirroring in front of the Mire entrance to get to the main Desert Palace entrance. You can also mirror just above the Mire entrance if you have not opened the Mire entrance with the medallion. You can mirror just above it to get to the main Desert Palace entrance. Yeah, although it's not marked on the tracker, I'm guessing Pink Kitty Rose has the silver arrows because those were, oh, well, it's shown on her HUD, so she definitely has them.
Also, Chloe found Mini Moldorn Cave in the Dark Skull or Dark Swamp Palace area.
So Pink Kitty Rose should be getting her third sword here, and she'll be the first one to defeat Vitreous, I think.
Yeah, no one else has defeated Vitreous, you're right. Oh, Recidador just found the entrance to Eastern Palace and is going to full clear. So that's amazing. That was in the northern area of Dark World. I'm going to say where the Light World cave is. It's the dark counterpart.
The Dark Sanctuary?
No, not Dark Sanctuary. Like the dark version of Old Man Cave. Oh yeah, Bumper Cave. So with that, we just need to find Ice Palace somewhere. Oh, I was completely wrong. So it was actually the cave south of the Grove that... Oh, never mind me. Sorry. Ignore that. Chloe has... Oh, go ahead.
We also need to find Genna's Tower.
Ooh, yes. That is correct, too. So far, nothing interesting has been found in Eastern Palace. But at least they'll get a crystal out of it at the end.
Yeah, at this point, the only really interesting thing left to find is Ice Palace. We still may need the medallion and myths, Quake in the myths. And Chloe's going to show us that some things that you're used to just getting in the light world, you're going to have to mirror to. You usually have to mirror to get this race gate of item. And that's Ice Palace. So Ice Palace, you must mirror to it, and it is the left side of the race game.
Oh wow, that is so convoluted.
Yeah, that may trip up some inexperienced players.
Alright, so Recitador just finished up Eastern Palace. Pink Kitty Rose is about to finish up Trinex using hammer strats. Ninban is finishing up and will be going through the last little bit of desert and finishing up Landmoless. And Chloe is showing us the first look of Ice Palace right now.
And Eastern Palace was at the Dark Sanctuary, the Dark World equivalent of where the Sanctuary is.
Yeah, we just found Library. It looks like Recitador is going to go ahead and pick up that extra heart. Definitely needed right now. And then Recitador is going to show us the King's Tomb area as well.
So that is effectively go mode. We are not going to need the myths. We are not going to need Quake.
Nope. And Recitador just found Ganon's Tower. That was in King's Tomb. Recitador are making good use of this funny glitch that you can do in Tile Room with the cape. If you're holding onto the wall and wearing the cape at the same time, it doesn't use any magic and the hand cannot grab you.
Yeah, and Recitador is used to playing Key Sanity. Generally, you would always check this room in Key Sanity if you found Ganon's Tower early. In this case, he's close enough to go mode that I might have skipped it. I might have looked around for the big key and come back if I had to and didn't hit go mode in the meantime. Yeah, and in this case, in this seed, the goal is Ganon, and that means that you must defeat Aghanim 2 at the top of Ganon's tower to be able to defeat Ganon. Otherwise, he will be invincible in his fourth phase. Alright, so Ninban's going to show us where the ice rod cave is and where the bow is. Okay, that's the top of Spiral Cave. Oh, sadly, he's leaving Spike Cave with its sword when he does not have a sword.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Just does not have enough health, I guess.
Recidador just found the powder in Ganon's tower, so when he beats Aghanim 2, he'll be able to drop immediately and check that.
Recidador is currently looking for the big key. We have not seen that yet. And is also looking for a sword.
A Recidador also needs a glove. Something that'll trip new players up is you must have a glove in Ice Palace to lift the rocks to get to Cold Stair. Here, right here, Chloe will show us.
Oh, that is true too, yep. So definitely a glove is needed as well.
Well, that might be unfortunate. Well, no, we're in go mode, so that's not going to matter. But Pink Kitty Rose is not going to get the flippers out of Hera.
She is going to find the book, though, on the pyramid.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen that yet.
The pyramid?
The book?
Oh, the book, yeah.
I guess when we saw Hera before, Chloe did the Spectre bomb jump to get there.
Ooh, Recidador just found Quake. I don't know how helpful that is at this point now, though.
Unfortunately, that can only waste him time at this point. So Pink Kitty Rose, having skipped the flippers in Hera, is going to show us a very dangerous fake flipper. There are two bombers here, and if they move... Oh, well, that was nice RNG, but they can move in such a way that it's almost impossible to avoid them, and you have to reload the screen.
Recidador just found the big key there. Pink Kitty picking up a tempered sword in Pyramid Fairy there. So we've seen all 4 swords now at this point.
Yeah, there is one on Helmasaur, there's one in Mire, I believe, in the big chest. There's one in Spike Cave at the bottom of Spiral Cave. And there's one in the Pyramid Fairy, which is in the Dark World location where the Ice Rod Cave is.
And Ninban is going through Castle Tower.
This seems like a strange play to me because, well, maybe he's thinking he needs it for Dark World access. I mean, he doesn't have the gloves, so he can't get to the... Well, he could water walk. I'm not sure why he's doing this, but he'll at least get a mail out of it.
Yeah. Does he... Yeah, I don't know. I guess it is the Dark World access that he's looking for.
Yeah, he must thinks he needs this to get to the east side of Dark World. we're going to see Pink Kitty Rose joining Recidador here in this tower.
Yeah, and Recidador is going up the gauntlet now. Chloe must have had a death to Cold Stare, because Chloe is going back down in and doing another fight.
Yeah, she must have. There is a glove in the Ice Road Cave area, and I believe that is the only glove we have seen.
Yeah, we've only seen one glove.
So at least on a restream, Pink Kitty Rose had a very slow beginning, skipping Kakariko well, but it looks like she's going to catch up in a big way here. Ganon's Eastern Palace is right next to Ganon Tower, and she is going, well, no, she's going to have to beat it. So she'll come out at the pyramid and backtrack. That won't be so bad. But she'll find Eastern Palace very soon. I think the final part of Desert was easy, and then Ice Palace is at the race game, which Pink Kitty Rose knows to check. So Pink Kitty Rose should be well on her way to finishing here.
Indeed.
Yeah, unfortunately, someone's pointing out in chat something I didn't realize. Ninban does not have a sword. You must have a sword to cut the curtains to get to Aghanim 1. So this is an unfortunate, very long time loss.
That is very tragic. Chloe picks up a Master Sword. Enters item go mode. And so now just needs to go through the rest of these dungeons to finish them up.
Well, without finding all the entrances, you can't quite know. So I don't think Chloe hasn't found Ganon's Tower, hasn't found Eastern. So Chloe could still be looking for items.
Pink Kitty picks up the big key in Bob's chest and continues up the gauntlet. Recidador is finished the gauntlet at this point and is now on his way to Aghanim 2.
Yeah, so Ninban may have forgotten a connector that most of the others are using to get to the Dark World. What he needs to do is get to the Ice Rod Cave area and get the glove, and that'll help him navigate. Be able to use all the Dark World portals.
Looks like he might try to use the bomb jump here and hope that it gets him to the Dark World.
Yeah, this will get him to the top of the tower, where you will find Pendant Hera. Oh, and we haven't seen the central entrance here. Can't be anything, but we haven't seen it. And he'll get his useless flippers, which can only lead him astray at this point. Yeah, that's a little unusual. I'm just realizing that I don't think we have seen the dam interior to Flood Swamp. We haven't seen Swamp at all.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It could be really unfortunate for any of these racers who think they may need items to find those two things and spend a lot of time in Swamp for nothing.
Yeah, well, hopefully that doesn't end up happening. My guess is that at this point, Swamp Palace could be behind the entrance to Turtle Rock or Misery Mire. So chances are that might not even go that way. At this point, it looks like we have seen all of the medallions. Two of them were in Turtle Rock, or goodness gracious, two of them were in Ganon's Tower. And Recidador is beating up Aghanim too. Pink Kitty Rose, not too far behind, finishing at Mini Moldorm, or not Mini Moldorm, regular Moldorm too.
Yeah, so in community races, we often play with the Crystal Skull, where you do not necessarily need to beat Aghanim 2. And it can be very annoying when a required item is in this drop, and it's something like the Lumberjack or Forest Hideout drop, but it happens to be the one item you need.
Oh no, Ninban.
Well, it's a pendant. He'll just leave. He has both
Yeah.
items.
That's true.
So Pink Kitty Rose should be on her way to Eastern here. She'll check a lot of entrances on the way, but she'll find Ice Palace. And I think she should know where Desert Palace is.
And Chloe has found Pod, and we'll finish that up. Oh no, Pink Kitty, did you miss? the entrance to Eastern.
Yeah, it looks like she may have forgotten the Dark Sanctuary. And that's a dungeon she needs.
Oh no.
So it sounds like Desert Palace Finals at the Smiths. I didn't catch where Pod was.
I'm not remembering either. I want to say it was the Bombable Hut, but I could be completely off track. Okay, so Pink Kitty just found Eastern, thank goodness.
And Recidador is showing us the cave that is very difficult to do in the dark. It's something you have to learn. It's just for entrance. He'll show us again. Ice Palace is at the left side race game, which you must mirror to.
Definitely a tricky area to get to if you're not well versed in all of the ways you can get around Hyrule.
Yeah, that's one of those obscure mirror tricks that makes me a little concerned with some of the newer racers in this.
Looks like Ninban is gonna go through Thieves Town now.
And I think what I saw out of him is a little punch of frustration that he is 90 minutes in and still does not have a sword.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Chloe just picked up a crystal out of a pod. Recidador going through some of the dark mazes.
So Recidador is going back to this entrance. I forget what it was, but he definitely mirrored to get here before.
Maybe it's the way up to Death Mountain that he knows.
Yeah, so maybe that's the connector that Ninban isn't thinking of that's really hampering his overworld navigation.
Yeah, because that just spit him out into Dark Death Mountain, and that is definitely, like you said, that's what Ninban is missing.
Yeah, so you're hearing squeaking on Ninban's screen.
Oh yeah.
The little lizards are just reskinned rats, so they behave entirely like rats when Thieves Town is in the light world. So instead of doing 2 hearts of damage, they do half a heart of damage, or maybe even a quarter heart of damage. The keys are also like that. So if there are keys in a cave and you enter from the dark world, they will do 2 hearts, and if you enter from the light world, they will only do a quarter heart of damage.
That is a very good point. I can see now he is in Light World because you see regular pots. If he was in Dark World like usual, those pots would be the skull pots.
Yeah, I forget exactly where Ganon is. I think maybe in the forest, but Ganon is not behind the lumberjack, so Aghanim 1 is not required.
No, he's actually an Uncle Drop.
Yeah, so that'll be just a save and quit away once on Pink Kitty's route, she should beat Ice Palace here soon and beat it last.
Yeah, Pink Kitty is definitely very close to finding the rest of her puzzle pieces.
And Ninban opens the select menu at just the right time to mess with the palette on the blind fight here.
Oh, that's always fun. All right, Pink Kitty finds dessert. Chloe finds Eastern Palace. Ninban finishes up blind, and Recitador is going through Skullwood's area to see if there's any interesting entrances. And there hasn't been anything. No useful items either.
Yeah, so Ninban mirror box there coming out of desert, the desert final entrance. One thing that's useful to know in this mode, in any entrance mode, is that you can pick up anything, but mainly a Samaria block or a bomb, to walk through your mirror portal and not be sent back to the light world. And that gets used there at Desert Palace Final to avoid a mirror bomb, and also at the race game to be able to check the race game item and that left side entrance without mirroring again.
Definitely helpful. Ninban finally mirrored onto Desert Palace main entrance and is hopefully now going to get through to the Dark World area, and we'll be getting the rest of the map.
Yeah, so this is another cave. Ninban's in another cave you don't usually see in regular randomizers, so he's not quite... Yeah, now he's got it. You fall in that pit to advance, and this is usually the spot you would mirror to when you exit the Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. You can get fairies if you have to.
Yeah, there we go. So now Ninban is in Dark World. Hopefully, at some point soon, we'll come across a sword.
So unfortunately, after beating Desert and being so close to Ice Palace, Pink Kitty Rose has taken a connector here. She's taking Spectacle Rock somewhere else that is not near Ice Palace.
Oh, man. Well, she'll get back there eventually again. Well, she's kind of going in a circle now, I think. Oh, I see. She's going to open up Misery Mire, see what that ends up being. Just a bomb shop. Two of our runners, Ninban and Chloe, are currently going through Eastern Palace, so they'll have another crystal under their belt. Recidador is in Palace of Darkness, finishing that dungeon up, and Pink Kitty is going through the overworld trying to find Ice Palace entrance.
Yeah, and Recidador will get a sword out of this. He will still need a glove, one of which we know is in the Ice Rod Cave area in the Thieves' Hut. Alright, so where Pink Kitty Rose is, this route is hopeful. She's going to check a few mirror spots, and she should end up at Ice Palace.
Meanwhile, Chloe has found Ganon's tower at King's Tomb. We'll beat up Ganon, Aghanim, I should say. Alright, Pink Kitty, you're getting close to the race game. Okay, there's Witch's Hut, if they ever needed to hand in the mushroom. At this point, I don't think they do.
Yeah, someone handed in the mushroom and got a bottle out of it.
Oh, okay. So that did happen. Okay, Pink Kitty just found Ice Palace. All she has to do is finish this dungeon up. Likely we'll do it in go mode, and then we'll beat up Ganon. So I expect Pink Kitty to be done within the next 10 minutes or less.
Yeah, Ice Palace is something like 4 minutes in go mode, and Ganon's something like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And the question's asked, how long are these seeds usually? This does seem like a fairly fast seed. It's hard to tell because when we played it's Key Sanity so often. But this might actually be a sort of normal time for non-Key Sanity.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I imagine most of these runners are going to go around the 2-hour mark.
So Recidador get a sword here off Helmasaur. He will remind us where Palace of Darkness is. And he'll be just a glove away from go mode. Although possibly another glove in Flippers as far as he knows. But he's only going to need that glove out of the Ice Rod Cave area.
And then Pink Kitty just finished up Cold Stare. It looked like that was some green green potion. And a very clean Cold Stare fight as well. Oh, that was Old Man, the entrance to Old Man Cave.
So Ninban is an hour 40 in and still has not found a sword. He's in Ganon's tower and maybe thinking about going up to defeat Aghanim. In swordless mode, I know that the hammer is able to deflect the yellow balls, but I don't know if in a regular mode that's the case.
No, it does not. It doesn't even have the bug net to fling the ping pongs back at him.
So Ninban could be in for yet another very unfortunate swordless surprise at the top of Ganon's tower here.
Swordless surprise. Hopefully, I really, really hope for his sake that he remembers. Meanwhile, Pink Kitty Rose is entering the third phase of the Ganon fight. Was using the cape to avoid the magic bats. She's got her silver arrows out and ready for phase 4. Which shall be starting right now. So there's 2 hits there. She managed to get the torch glitch. 1 more hit. And she has defeated Ganon.
So Pink Kitty Rose is our first place overall finisher with a time of 1:42.50.
Congrats. I think I saw earlier that we had 26 racers in total.
Yeah, 26 or 27.
Yeah, and we're seeing 4 of those racers on screen right now. So that was great. I noticed at the very end there said meow meow meow. Shoutouts to Pink Kitty.
Yeah, and we're going to try to get her in for an interview here in a second.
Meanwhile, we see Chloe is going through the gauntlet to Ganon's tower currently. Ninban slowly making his way through to the big key chest, or where the big key is. Hopefully is going to stop a near out before going up the gauntlet, because that will be an unfortunate time sink on his behalf. Recidador going through Ice Palace. Looks like he's going to go through it in go mode and do the vanilla route.
And we are joined by our first place overall finisher, Pink Kitty Rose. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I'm confused how exactly I got first. Even while derping on the Kakariko well, that led to basically everything, but I'll take it.
Yeah, that was an interesting little bit there that we were watching everybody else getting that nice chain of the fire rod and the boots of the hook shot and everything, and you hadn't quite gotten to Kakariko yet, so it was really fortunate that you finally did get there, and then sort of the rest of your routing sort of just ended up making up a lot of time, and you got there. Congratulations.
I was running out of entrances, so I was starting to get really worried that it was going to be either Vanilla Ice Palace or Fatberry Ice Palace, because those were the only 2 entrances in the entire game remaining that could have forced me to go looking for another item.
Yeah, that would have been pretty brutal. For a little while there, we were also wondering if you would have to find the gloves to get up to the vanilla entrance to Turtle Rock as well.
Oh, well, I already came out of there through the right side of Hyrule Castle, so I knew that wasn't anything, at least.
Oh yeah, that's true. Darn it, I keep thinking about Madness.
Yeah, when I got spat out of there, I'm just like, oh good, that's one less Mitz thing. And then the Bumper Cave connector, it spin me out by where Hammerpeg Cave is, so that was another Titansmith location off the list.
Definitely.
So the only Mitz location left was Vanilla Ice Palace, so happy it wasn't there, because if it wasn't in race game that I just checked, then all they had left was the Palace of Darkness area, and I would have been very, very sad if it wasn't in those spots.
Yeah, it's been hard for us to keep track of 4 different racers checking all the entrances, so I can't quite tell you how, even though we saw you had that item deficit for so long, I can't quite tell you how you beat everybody else. One thing may have been a sword advantage. Ninban still does not have a sword.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's unfortunate. Also, poor Ninban, someone should tell him. He's going up the gauntlet without a sword.
I mean, I've had an entrance C that forced that before. All you had was green mail, 8 hearts, and a bow. Good luck.
Oh dear. But you can't go after Aghanim.
You can't, because you had to get the mirror from the chest before Moldorm 2, to get to Laser Bridge at Cave 45, to get Fire Rod, to do Right Side GT, to get Moon Pearl from GT Big Chest.
Oh, okay, that's really, really mean. Wow.
Yeah,
Crossroad
in this
Sanity is its own adventure.
In this case, it sounds like the hammer does not deflect Aghanim's balls in regular. It does in swordless, but
in swordless
we don't
it
think
does.
it does. So he has nothing to deflect Aghanim's balls back at him.
Oof.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, that's another lesson that Nimban has learned, because Nimban also went all the way up Castle Tower to find that he couldn't actually get into Aghanim without a sword to open up the curtained area.
Why was he checking? I wonder why he was trying to do that, because you could actually.
We think
He hadn't-
we think he was having trouble getting to East Dark World. He thought maybe he needed that to get over there.
Yeah, he hadn't found that if you could mirror from the entrance to desert there, and then go through that cave to get to the back of Bumper Cave. So kind of missed that at that point and thought, okay, maybe I have to access the regular overworld of Dark World by defeating Aghanim.
Yeah, and in the race channel, we have our second place overall finisher, Kyong92, with a time of 1:47.01.
He was the one I was expecting to beat me. Him, Farami, and Korak, I was all expecting to beat me, especially after derping on the... I'm gonna need sleep tonight. I spent 10 hours flying today, so the brain's not working 100%.
I mean, it's possible that maybe you were able to catch up because you had missed out on some of those items, but you had the other things, like you had the Cane of Samaria, the hammer, the ice rod, and a few extra hearts along the way, so it sort of allowed you to continue, where some of the other runners, even though they did have those other items, they had to sort of backtrack and go back into a few places. I think maybe it helped you avoid a few of the double dips.
I had to wonder, did anybody else find the other set of gloves? I know I sequence broke the ones that were on, like, where the Pond of Happiness is, because that was Blind's hideout. Since I never found the flippers, but I wonder where the other set was.
That's where Chloe found them as well, so we haven't found the other set. And they're not sequence broken because they do have the flippers. Flippers were in Misery Mire.
No,
Okay.
the flippers were in Tower of Hera, which was on the castle. on the right side of the castle.
Oh,
I'm happy I didn't get those then. That was would be a waste of
yeah.
time.
That's
Yeah.
where the flute was too, right?
The flute was in Mire.
Oh,
So that's what
okay.
you're
I got
thinking
those mixed up there. Okay.
Flute would have been a little nice, but by the time I was already going through Mire, it was kind of late.
Yeah, we have in our race channel Dracaris, the third place finisher with a time of 150 flat.
It's a good time. 150.00. Oh dear, Ninban.
Yeah, so Ninban's about to get the very, very bad news.
Bad news bear. Unless he knows something that we don't. But I am like 95% sure that you
Yeah,
need to have a
unfortunately,
sword.
he thinks like I do that I did, that the hammer will do it. Oh, they do it. He does. He can do this.
No way! Okay, I thought it was a swordless thing, but I was completely wrong. Huh.
Oh, he even got a double.
Wow. Another double. Although I think one of them didn't register. Oh boy. I still cannot believe he hasn't found a sword.
Well, they're kind of nasty. The one at the Fat Fairy was technically behind Flippers.
That's
White
true.
Cave is in and of itself not so nice, and then he'd have to have the gloves to get to Palace of Darkness to get the one that I found off of Helm's Arcane.
True.
Yeah, where was
Yeah.
Palace of Darkness again?
You know where the normal entrance to the Light World Death Mountain is?
Bumper cave.
Yeah, okay.
Because, yeah, like the Light World Bumper Cave, essentially, yeah. I ran into that and it ended up being my first dungeon done, which felt really weird because, you know, those gloves were sequence version at the time. You got it. Nice. I think for now, though, I'm gonna go. I need to, like, lay on or something. I'm super tired.
Yeah, get some rest. You got a couple of important matches coming up this week.
Gonna try and beat Jim tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Good luck!
Yes,
Good
good luck
luck.
with that. Get a good night's sleep, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. You guys have a good rest of the restream.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Good night.
And in the race channel, we have Frame taking fourth place overall with a time of 152.55.
Good game frame. Recidador is finishing up a Hammer Strats Trinex. Chloe is not too far behind as well. Ninbane picking up the book. Gonna get through East Dark World here.
So I think Ninbin is going to make it to the 2-hour mark without finding either a sword or a glove.
It's unfortunate because he did go into Spite Cave twice that I saw. So hopefully he gets there again. Although with only a quarter of a heart, that might be a little tricky to get through at this point. Wow, Chloe and Recidador almost going to be finishing up Trinex at the same time.
So Recidador has on his tracker marked that he's finished Ice Palace, but not that he has a glove. So that's not possible. I'm guessing that he has in fact finished Ice Palace and that this is his last crystal.
Maybe he did find a glove. Let's hope.
Yeah, he's heading to Ganon, so he's about to finish.
Fantastic. So I do want to thank Lev18 and Nyx for doing our tracking this evening. It is definitely a tricky race to try and keep track of, doing entrance along with the quick swap, it's really, really hard to do a quick item check here. So thank you so much for the work that you've done today.
Yeah, I imagine they didn't have that in mind when they signed up to track.
I mean, I would have been prepared to track this, but I am very excited that I had the opportunity to commentate. So Recitador is in first phase of Ganon fight. Chloe going through Dark Death Mountain. Ninbane trying to decide where to go.
So 142 is a reasonable time for any randomizer seed, so pay no attention to the lack of sword and glove on Nidban's screen. You should try entrance.
You know, entrance is quite a fun adventure. Definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is the mode I prefer to play. I, in fact, prefer to play it with Key Sanity.
That just gives us a whole other level. I enjoy the madness myself. Chloe has found Misery Mire. Well, I know that Chloe has seen Misery Mire before, but didn't have the equipment necessary or that they were comfortable with anyway. So is going to now finish that up. And it looks like actually Misery Mire is Chloe's last dungeon as well. So once Chloe's finished, luckily this is God mode, Misery Mire. Chloe's going to be able to drop down into the Uncle Drop and be able to finish up Ganon as well.
So Ninban really only needs the gloves. Because Pod's behind a block. And Helmasaur's going to have a sword as soon as he gets to Pod. Spike Cave will have a glove. I'm sorry, Spike Cave needs a glove but has a sword. And Mire, I forget where Mire is. Well, we'll see soon enough on Chloe's screen.
Mire was the drop down to Spike Cave, possibly? Because I do remember that's where they were last anyway. But like you said, we'll find out in a few short minutes. Recitador has gotten through to phase 3. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know. Do they have a fairy still? No. All right. Well, Recitador's got another Ganon fight ahead.
In the race channel, we have Violet Pumpkin finishing in 5th place with a time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 1 second.
Good game. Yeah, trying to beat up Ganon with only the Master Sword is a tricky one.
Yeah, so Recitador looks like he's going for the potion shop here. He's going to get into the Dark World and, he's getting magic too. But I think he's going for the potion shop, which is at the archery game, near the digging game in the Dark World.
Yes, that's a smart move.
Yeah, so Mire is at that middle entrance. It's the top of the East Death Mountain Ferry. That is an entrance that you're not used to going into in regular seeds.
Chloe just being bodied by those red guards, just wants to get to Ganon. Alright, so Chloe's now in Ganon. Recitador is getting stocked up for the Ganon fight.
And Ninbin is unfortunately in yet another area which he does not need to be at all.
Yeah, so it does look like Chloe might be beating Recidador at this point. The only advantage that Recidador has is that that Chloe has is that he's got the level 3 sword. And Recidador is still gonna have to continue with Master Sword strats. Man, that red soldier there just does not want to leave these runners alone. Oh! There was a glove in the big key chest in Skull Woods.
Well, we finally found our second glove.
Okay, so that glove, I know I saw somebody else in Skull Woods. So I wonder if that's where Recidador got their glove.
All right, so Chloe's down for an interview. Hang on one second.
Sure.
All right, so we're joined by Chloe Prower, who finished third among our restream, or second on our restream. How you feel?
Hi, that was really good. Close to sub 2.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with it being an entrance randomizer, what more can you ask for?
I mean, that seed, I imagine people found Titan's Myth somewhere and was just terrible for them.
Yeah. Luckily, none of our restreamed racers that we can see found the Titan's Mitts. But we did see where both of the locations were.
Oh, okay, so we found the other glove, but just not...
Yeah, where was your glove? Did you find the one that was the dark ice rod area?
Yes, I believe...
Yeah, okay, so the other one was in Skull Woods, in the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, I completely ignored Skull Woods. I meant
Yeah.
to avoid Skull Woods and Swamp Palace.
So how was that for you?
I mean, I had a bunch of execution issues. The Death to Ice Palace didn't save me any time.
Yeah, oh, you died once, right?
I died one major time in Ice Palace.
Yeah.
I died a lot of times. Just the Ice Palace was the big one.
Yeah, that can be a bit of a time loss for sure.
And do you have
But
some
overall,
idea?
oh,
Do you
go
have
ahead,
some
sorry.
idea how many entrance seeds that you've played?
Not totally. I would probably say around 20 or 30 or so. I was in the 2v2 tournament a few months ago, and the entrance seeds were one that our team tended to do better at.
And who was your teammate in that?
Was Fox Zero.
So in the race channel, we have two more finishers. Pika Pal's in 7th with 202.56, and Ink Nun with 204.18.
Amazing. And what was your final time, Chloe?
201.06.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Recidador taking on the big pig for the third time. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more luck this time around. Slow and steady wins this race. Ninban, meanwhile, is taking a look through Dark Death Mountain and is going to come across the entrances that he's missing. Mainly Ice Palace, hopefully.
No, this is unfortunate. Dropping down like that makes you think he's gonna forget to mirror there.
Where was the flute? The Recidador has it.
That was in Misery Mire, along with a sword.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, Bombos I found mini. So
Where did you find Bonbos?
mini Helmasaur up Aghanom's Tower. Or
Oh, yes, that's right.
Look, where was Book 2? I missed so many items. I was so worried that I wasn't actually in go mode because I was missing probably 12 entrances that I hadn't touched yet.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track, and like when you're going through this mode, you keep looking for things, thinking that I can't possibly be in go mode right now.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing was I didn't know where Eastern Palace or Ganon's Tower was.
And it seemed like Ice Palace was lit. Oh, good. Ninban is in Ice Palace.
Yeah,
But that was last for Pink Kitty Rose, and
Eastern was also one of the last dungeons for a lot of people as well. Oh boy. Okay, so Recidador was able to get through the first or second phase of Ganon, thank goodness. So those fire bats are no longer going to be causing him any more nightmares. Third phase, as long as he's quick enough, he'll be able to avoid the circle of fire. And then hopefully, if he's careful, he'll be able to get through fourth phase with very little pain and suffering.
yeah. So, did you miss the sword in Mire then, Chloe?
Yeah, I go moded Mire, and the big key was on the broken bridge, so there was nothing to open.
Yeah, that was the Godmire. It's always nice to see the big key in that very first chest that you open.
Poor Nimban
On the
doesn't even
bridge.
have a sword yet.
No.
Sorry. That's
Yeah,
fought-
that is true.
He fought Aghanim 2, reflecting the yellow balls with the hammer.
Oh gosh.
And he only recently found his first glove.
Oh my goodness, Recidador.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the race channel, we have Walther IV finishing in 9th place with a time of 2:06:33.
Oh, thank
And-
goodness.
Yeah, there we go. We got Recidador finishing in 10th place with a time of 2:08:50.
Good game, Recidador. That was rough. I think that was maybe 5 Ganon deaths. So good for Recidador for sticking through it.
Yeah, and good game, Chloe. I think we're gonna try to get Recidador in for an interview here too.
So poor Ninban is going through Ice Palace right now, looking for swords. Is unable to do this in Go mode, and none of the swords are actually in Ice Palace. So those 4 swords, if I'm trying to remember everything right, we've got Spike Cave, we got Helmstar King, we got one in Mire, and the last one is escaping me right now.
It's also escaping me, but we've got Recidador in here.
Excellent.
Finally beating Ganon. How are you feeling?
Well, that was like the worst execution ever, so could be better, but I mean, it wasn't a bad scene.
It took, I mean, right now we're watching Ninban, who still does not have a sword, only recently found a glove. What do you feel like was the problem item for you?
I didn't really have a problem item, I just, apparently just really need to practice Ganon with Master Sword a little more. I think I was just having an off day though, because I've never had it go quite that bad.
Yeah, trying to do Master Sword Ganon is pretty rough.
Not as rough as swordless Ganon's gonna be for him.
Oh man, yeah, that is true.
I was down to a point where I was just looking for Ice Palace and potentially, mitts or something, or flippers if Ice Palace was behind one of those. But then Pink Finger was finished and I was like, well, it's probably not mitts, and then I found Ice Palace right away after that, so...
Yeah, flippers were up in Harrow. Which was in a weird spot if you found it.
Hera was the right side of the castle.
Yeah, the only reason I ended up there is because I did the bomb jump at Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, I think that's what Ninban did as well, and that's how he wound up there too. Meanwhile, he's just finished up Ice Palace, so he's making his way through.
So Ninban has 5 crystals and no sword.
Luckily, we'll be getting, hopefully, those swords in Pod and Misery Mire.
So did anything really stand out to you about the Siege Recidador?
I didn't have to check any of South Dark World. That's different. I had a couple times where I was thinking it was key sanity, or my key sanity writing I think was just like screwing with my head a little bit. Like Mire was kind of nice with Flute, but it was also pretty unnecessary at the time. But in key sanity you just dive right in to whatever's available. So I felt like my key sanity was tendencies were screwing with me a little bit, but yeah, you usually don't get away with leaving such a large chunk of the world on the table, so that was nice.
Okay, so did you ever go to the Swamp Palace entrance?
I did not.
Yeah, I forget what was there, but I think it might be a sword. I think Ninban might be about to get that.
Yeah, another sword would have been pretty nice.
I feel like that was Mini Moldorm Cave. I started writing all this stuff down and then sort of gave up and then sort of started again, so...
No, this
memory is hard.
This entrance is gonna put Ninban back on top of Death Mountain. I don't know if this seed was just fast because we got so much very early. Like, Desert Palace was right in Caprico and found Hookshot in it. And then Boots were next to it in a bell so you could get the Hookshot fast.
Yeah, you don't frequently see it happen that you get so many of those items because, I mean, all of you pretty much had like the boots, fire rod, hookshot, hammer, and King of Samaria within, I would say, half an hour at least. And those are all very important items to navigate through all of the other dungeons. Plus, with having Ice Rod as early as you did, it allowed you to finish Trinex as well.
It allowed them to finish Trinex. I didn't want to do that early.
Yeah, poor Ninban was battling it out with Trinex and had 5 hearts and no swords, so was trying to do hammer strats.
I know entrance logic can require stuff like that, but
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, I was actually trying to hold off on Trinix until I could possibly get another sword or something. I wasn't necessarily going to wait till Gomo because I was afraid I was going to need the Pyramid Fairy, but it worked out that I could wait that long.
I guess there wasn't a sword in there.
No, there wasn't. It looks like it was just a shovel.
Yeah, the shovel was just 20 rupees too.
Oh boy. And now he's gonna check Ether Tablet. Bonk on the way. Oh, I guess with him not having this sword, he's not gonna be able to get it anyway.
So where was Meyer again?
Myers on Death Mountain.
Spectacle Rock, the top entrance.
The right side, the drop down to Spectacle.
Oh, the drop down, yeah, sorry. My notes are a mess.
So are mine.
Yeah, so he could get there if he goes back in the Dark World Bonk Rocks. Okay, so we have 2 more finishers. Korek in 12th place with the time of 2:13:38. And V. Ornitia? Maybe that's how you pronounce it. 2:17:01.
So that's just over half of our runners complete now. Ninban is gonna check out this fairy cave.
Oh, this may be a sword. Or it may be a glove.
No.
I think this is a glove.
Oh, this is a glove. Oh.
So now he'll be able to waste time checking missed locations. And we have our 14th finisher, ZZZ Cube, with a time of 2:18:40.
Oh boy, this is unreal. Ninban is gonna go through this whole seed without any sword.
$220 swordless, and just... Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if he gets to Pod and Misery Mire, at least there's some swords there that you can at least do Master Sword Ganon.
Yeah, I mean, 2 swords are going to be on his path. He should clear Meyer looking for a sword, and he can't miss the one on Hellsor.
Spike Cave was the last sword.
Yeah, Spike Cave was a sword. There was a 3rd sword somewhere. Or sorry, a 4th sword, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we saw the 4th sword, but we're forgetting where that is. It's Meyer, Pod, Spike Cave, and something.
Oh,
Now this, I think, is a sword. This area of the world.
I found it, but... because I didn't get the Meyer one. I mean, there might be a sword over in...
Yeah, this might be actually, now that I think about it, this up here is a sword.
'cause I didn't want to go over here until I had a glove, so I can get all 6 of them at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, this.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Fat Fairy. Oh, look at him. He's so upset.
Well-deserved rage slashes there.
Yeah, I would be enraged as well. All right, Ninban. Let's find Misery Mire and Pod. Hinox actually wants a lawyer. Too bad they were banned from the bar exam. I love some of this flavor text.
Yeah, so Ninban actually shouldn't be too far away from... He shouldn't be too far. He just needs the 2 dungeons, and he'll find at least 1 sword in them. Oh, Hinox bombed the exam. That's very funny.
Oh, okay. I borked it. I'm sorry.
How dare you ruin a perfectly terrible pun?
Oh man, the amount of puns that are in this game. Unreal. I think the one on Blind today was the one about pencils not having a point.
He hasn't found the dungeons, but I guess I don't know what tracker he's using. He can't have that many locations left to check. Actually, I'm not sure whether he found Mire and went in it at all. It's been so long at this point. But he can't have found Pod yet. He got his gloves too recently.
Yeah, I know that Misery Mire was found rather quickly.
Yeah, I think we're hearing it's in Spectacle Rock, one of the drops.
Oh yes, that is correct. So he needs to get back up there for Misery Mire. Oh, was that Misery Mire or Pod?
Misery Mire's up on Spectacle Rock, the first
Misery
drop
Mire.
down.
And where was Pod?
Pod is the normal, the Death Mountain main entrance. How you get to it, the overworld.
Yeah, if you mirrored at the bottom of Bumper Cave, you'd get to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, okay. So he would have needed the gloves for that, and he just picked up his gloves pretty recently. Okay. Looks like he might be going up to the sanctuary part here. He's gonna get out his hook shot. Okay, maybe not. But he's making his way up this way anyway.
I think he's been to the Mire area at least, so he should know that he doesn't need the flute. Well, these are items over this way, so he should know he's in not in go mode.
I mean, he is still the sword, so he's not quite.
No, that's right.
Ooh, half magic. Kind of a little late for that, but
Yeah, I don't think we saw that from any other runner.
no.
Alright, so he should find Pod right here. He should go the other way, please.
Oh dear. Oh, is he? He's gonna look underneath Sanctuary, taking advantage of all of these glove locations.
Yeah, if I got a glove this late, I may have forgotten this entirely.
Oh yeah.
So although Ninman's last on our restream, there are still 12. I think we had one forfeit, but I think there are still 12 players going in this race overall.
Well, it looks like he's making his way up here to this glove entrance. It should be Palace of Darkness. There we go. All right,
And
step one.
Yeah, I think the big key is early, so if he's on it, what he may do is go straight to Helmasaur, and that will give him go mode.
Did he already do Aga 2?
He defeated Aghanim 2 with the hammer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So,
Yeah. Awesome. So there's the big key. And
Yeah, so-
hopefully...
So the natural play is to do this left side, or right side, excuse me, and then go to Helmasaur.
Yeah, it would make sense to do it that way.
So if anybody in chat wants to play this mode, a tracker that almost everyone uses is Seph's entrance tracker, SEPH. If you search for that in the Discord, you should find it. And that's it is the most usable tracker for this mode. And that's what all the frequent players use, because it's so much better. It has a picker mechanic so that you can... Yeah, there it goes. He's going straight to Helmasaur. So you can decide upon the symbols that correspond to certain locations, and you'll be able to keep track of all the entrances.
How does it handle madness mode?
It does not. And I don't recommend playing Madness. This is a playable mode that we like to have spontaneous community races with. Yeah, so Ninbin is just a sword away from go mode, and he knows it. He's hoping for a sword on Helmasaur, and he will get it. It might be a little unfortunate if he goes straight to Vitreous, and that'll stick him with Master Sword for
Likely that is going to happen. Alright, so he's picked up his Master Sword, finished up Helmasaur. Now needs to find the entrance to Misery Mire.
And I think we suspect he knows where it is.
Yeah, I think so. Because it does look like he's making his way up to Death Mountain area. Maybe
Okay,
not.
right. So the entrance players are reminding me in chat that it's not Madness that still exists, although there's a legacy version. But with the Crossworlds thing, it's the Insanity mode.
Oh.
That's still viable, where entrances are not paired with their exits. So you can enter at, say, Hyrule Castle front and find Desert Palace Final, and then exit Desert Palace Final and find somewhere else entirely. You exit at Spectacle Rock. That is not what I think is a playable mode. Although it can be a fun gimmick.
I find it pretty fun. Granted, it took me 7 hours to beat my first one, but I'm sure with practice it could be.
So if you've got 7 hours just lying around...
I mean, I would probably shave that in half because I'm not the best player in the world. Like, my regular randomizer time is 3 hours. So I would say you could probably finish it in 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours seems fine, but it'd be difficult to track. And so
it
Ninman's
is.
playing like he doesn't know where Mire is.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen it.
So he needs to get up to Death Mountain. One of the ways he can do that is through the Dark World Bonk Rocks behind the Vanilla Super Bomb shop. Alright, so Chex is a good entrance player. He says he has not finished Insanity in less than 4 hours. Alright, so we have another finisher. Dr. Bob Tastic has finished in 15th place with a time of 2:33.42. And it seems like he's... Oh, maybe he's... I think he's on the right track. This seems like he's going somewhere.
He does have a
knows where it
purpose.
lets out.
Yeah. I think there are definitely multiple ways to get up to the Death Mountain area. Okay, there he is. He knows.
Yeah, so he must know where it is and just needed to remember the connector. Well, maybe he doesn't know where it is.
Oh no. It looks
But
like
he'll find it this way.
Yeah. But he is looking through all of the glove spots that he's missed.
Yeah, so now he's maybe looking at his tracker, wondering what he missed. As long as he doesn't leave Death Mountain, he should be fine. He has the mitts. He can change. Oh, well, now
Oh.
he'll leave.
Okay.
Actually, no, he can't leave. The only way he can get that down is with the flute. He can't go in entrances with that.
Oh no.
So he won't be able to leave Death Mountain. So that's actually good. Yeah, the bomb will tell him, I don't want to go in there or something. Actually wondering if he's gonna bomb one of these enemies. I'm not sure it does damage. Yeah, he can't leave. He's got a flute to do this. And the flute's in mire, so he will not be able to do this. Save and quit doesn't keep the super bomb. Yeah, so I'm wondering if he marked the entrance that we think is mire as visited. Yeah, so no super bomb. Yeah, Dr. Bob Tastic is saying in the race channel that he's the only person who got red mail. Ninbam tried, he just didn't have a sword to get to Aghanim.
Oh boy. Alright, so it looks like Ninban is heading up and will be spit back out into the Death Mountain area somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's where this leads. I think this is
Yeah.
good. Just kidding. Oh no, there's a double connector. I think this is the, no, this is an entrance he thinks he needs.
He's... Oh man, he's a little tilted.
Yeah, I think if he mirrors one of the desert entrances is a connector that leads up to Death Mountain.
Yes. That is one of them.
So going back in the portal is good.
Finding another entrance to Turtle Rock that we've seen before.
Oh, that has to let out at the right place. He wants to take that.
Yeah, that will. Go back, Ninban.
The Old Man Rescue always has to exit at West Death Mountain, and that's where we think Meyer is.
Go back, Ninban. Oh dear. It is definitely hard. Definitely hard to keep track of these entrances.
Yeah, so those of us maybe just joining us, Ninban has had some real bad luck and has maybe forgotten an entrance. He needs to find Meyer. It took him 2 hours and 20 minutes to get his first sword. And that really limited him. And it took him a long time to get his first glove.
Yeah,
What?
he found his glove before the swords.
And one of those swords that he has now was locked behind the glove. So one glove was flipper locked on the island with the upgrade fairy in vanilla, which was Blind's hut. And the other glove was in Skull Woods, which many, or I think none of the other runners got on the restream.
One of them did. I can't remember which one though.
All right, so he doesn't look like he's heading there, but the Dark Bonk Rocks is one of the ways that he can get to Death Mountain, which is where he needs to be. Yeah, so at this point, he almost has to have mismarked. Yeah, he knows he doesn't need items. He almost has to have mismarked an entrance. He thinks he's been in the entrance that has Meyer, and he didn't mark it as Meyer. And it's going to take him a long time to find it again. Yeah, mismarking an entrance happens. What I do is I mark everything and then unmark entrances as I go in them. And if it's an interesting entrance, I may be distracted and start doing things immediately, like start advancing in a dungeon and forget to mark it as that dungeon. So this is not unusual. Yeah, so he's clearly rechecking places he's been now.
Alright, so Ninban doing a little bit of stutters as he looks through his notes.
Yeah, so I put the runner's command in chat. All of these runners on the restream are regular players of A Link to the Past Randomizer. Pink Kitty Rose and Recidador I know play entrance quite often. Chloe and Ninban are definitely part of the community. I don't know how often they play entrance, but I have seen them in many races, so consider following all of these players.
Okay, so it looks like Ninban is gonna go to the right side exit of the Desert Palace here. Okay, so now we're in Death Mountain area again. Not what he's looking for.
Well, this is, however, hopeful. He could hook shot across to the... Well, he could go try to kill Aghanim 1 again, but he could hook shot across and get to the to West Death Mountain where he needs to be. Pink Kitty Rose may be firing up a Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo seed in the bottom here.
Oh, Ninban. Oh. Yes! Okay. Go. Go, Ninban, go!
And it looks like he's letting us know he did in fact forget this.
Oh, thank goodness he found it. Okay, so he is going to be able to completely god mode this this wonderful dungeon that is Mire.
Right, so he should still be sub 3. This will take about 5 minutes with the quick Mire and the Ganon fight. In the meantime, we have our 16th place finisher with Plasma Kappa with a time of 2:44.57, and 17th GFE12 with a time of 2:47.36. So after all this time, Ninban will be rewarded with a Master Sword Ganon fight.
I think at this point, Ninban is just going to be happy to finish this seed up. So Ninban just finished up Vitreous, and Pink Kitty, playing the crossover, just found something Metroid in
Yeah, some
Link's Out.
missiles.
Missiles. There we are. Okay, Ninban finishes up with silver arrows there on Vitreous. It's gonna pony up and get ready for this Ganon fight.
So Ninban is showing us an interesting strategy with the Samaria block. You can set it down, and it will block your knockback from Ganon, so you can get double spins on him.
That is definitely a really cool trick to know.
I have never done that before, and unfortunately it's a little odd how the Samaria block works. So you saw it moved around while he was spinning. Well, I wouldn't have thought it lagged the game that much.
It still works though. Doing some good dodging of the fire bats. All right, Ninban is in phase 3. Oh,
Parry, please.
No. Oh man. That is unfortunate because I know he was not expecting that Ganon hug. All right, Ganon round 2. Oh, he needs to be careful. He's got 3 hearts remaining. Okay, never mind. Commentator's curse.
So maybe, hopefully he remembers the potion shop location over at the Arrow game. You could go over there, stock up, and be safe.
Yeah, I think at this point he's just wanting to get this Ganon fight over and done with.
Yeah, with half magic, I'm a little surprised he's not using the cape.
Oh yeah, it was having half magic and everything.
Hopefully Ganon stays there, and this is a fight. Yeah, there we go. So now I can get a bunch of hits in.
Yeah, luckily the Ganon RNG for where he winds up gets randomized every time he dies.
He can't run out of magic. He does need to light the torch once. Oh, he's got the green pot. That's good. That was close.
So we got a double there. Okay, hopefully with good position he can do 2 shots. Okay, 1 shot, 1 more freeze. Oh, okay. Whew. Good game, Ninban.
Alright, so Ninban just finishes sub 3, 18th place, 259.42.
That's awesome that he's still got the 259. Just under 3 minutes. Or, oh my gosh, 3 minutes, 3 hours.
Yeah, that was horrible luck with the swords.
Yeah, but he was definitely a trooper.
We'll see in a second if we're going to get him in for an interview. All right, so Ninben will pass on the interview. Took him a little longer than he expected. I want to thank everybody who's involved in organizing this, and B-Links for commentating with me.
Yeah, it was a fun ride for sure.
And my voice is going out, and I have got to go. So, thank you for watching, everyone. I suggest you try entrance. Maybe look at Pink Kitty Rose's finish time.
Yeah, take a look over at our Discord, and you'll find some information about all the different modes. Shoutouts again to our trackers tonight.
Yeah, they had a very hard job that they didn't know they were signing up for. And thank everybody for watching, and good night.
Good night, all.